Thank you so much for having me. Very excited to be talking at QHack. I've actually been a participant at QHack a number of times back in my college days, so it's very fun to be presenting. And I'm going to be talking about our platform qBraid, which I've been helping build with some of my colleagues here over the past year and a half, and we're hopefully making some uh, great progress in the platform recently that we're very excited to share with all of you and show you how you can kind of leverage qBraid to enhance your quantum software development workflows and um, to use quantum software in general. Um, so, for a quick agenda, for the agenda, I'm going to give just an overview of qBraid. We're going to talk about um, where you can redeem an access code to get some uh, free access to our premium features and some quantum credits to get started to follow along. Talk about our environment manager using Jupyter notebooks and kernels, submitting quantum jobs, some of our sharing features, and then we'll go over some other features and answer questions at the end. Um, so uh, here at qBraid, we kind of realized that the setup and installation procedures that are associated with getting started in quantum computing often have nothing to do with the quantum portion of quantum software development. So all of these setting up virtual environments, installing packages with Conda or other types of package managers, picking an IDE, and setting your environment variables, linking cloud services, etc., provisioning provisioning resources, are just a huge costly overhead to actually uh, getting started in quantum, and all this is required before you can even write your quantum circuit, um, create an algorithm or submit a circuit to a device. So um, at qBraid, we kind of separated out this classical portion of the stack so that developers can just focus on jumping into quantum. Um, so we've kind of developed our own qBraid stack, which is this highly automated, highly optimized um, cloud-based IDE slash platform that's catered uh, for quantum developers specifically. And then we've also kind of added enhancements to the quantum stack, which is our own internal qBraid software development kit, which many people know mainly for its transpiler, which is a way to convert circuits between many different front-end software languages. And in this presentation, we're going to be focusing mostly on the classical stack and kind of how you can use qBraid Lab to start running quantum programs and focusing on those tools. So, um, kind of the one of the key features of the qBraid classical stack is our environment manager. So this is a graphical user interface for installing and managing Python and other types of virtual environments. It contains kind of all the latest quantum software packages and libraries that a developer might want or need. And these packages and the environments that they live in are tested and guaranteed to work out of the box. So you can be sure that when you're installing and using a quantum environment on qBraid, that it's going to work and you're going to be able to run the quantum code right away. As I'd mentioned before, we also have the qBraid SDK, which focuses on the quantum side. So um, uh, one of the primary features of this is kind of write in the quantum language that you are most comfortable in, whether that's Brocket, Qiskit, Cirq, Hinelian, or Pikewell. And we have a pretty robust transpiler. It's now also compatible with OpenQASM, that allows you to write a circuit in any of these languages on the left and submit it to a huge range of devices, some of which are listed here on the right. So if we have time at the end, we might do a little bit on the qBraid SDK, but mainly in this presentation, we're going to focus on our Jupyter Lab IDE. So now I'm going to switch over, and you can as well, to our account page. So after you create an account on qBraid, you can do that on qbraid.com or visit account.qbraid.com. You'll create an account. And if you want to follow along this presentation or do so afterwards, I'm going to show you how you can redeem an access code to uh, get a month's free access to all of our premium features. And we're even going to start you off with $10 of credits that you can apply towards submitting quantum programs. And so, very quickly, how you would do that is on your account page, you're going to come to your profile, you're going to go to your account details, and then here at the bottom, under add an access key, um, you're going to add the key EHNU 6626 and press submit. And that'll give you access to all of our premium features as well as $10 of credits. So once you've added an access key, then you can come back here to the home page and click Launch Lab. And clicking Launch Lab will take you to our qBraid Lab platform. So many of you will find this interface very familiar. It is kind of an extension of traditional Jupyter Lab, but we've added a number of extensions that are and kind of integrations that are catered directly to the quantum software developer. So I'm going to kind of go through those right now. So over here on the right is the EMS tab. So this is our environment manager. As I mentioned, it's a graphical user interface for managing Python and other types of virtual environments. These are my installed environments. So right here is the default qBraid environment. This kind of contains a lot of packages that are all the most recent breaking versions, all kind of lumped into one Python virtual environment. And kind of the rest of them down here are isolated virtual environments that contain as packages specific to one library or another. So, for instance, I have a Penny environment. I can look at some of the tags that might describe it, read a short description, and then by opening up this More button, I can see a full pip list of all of the packages that are installed in it. So by searching for Penny, I can see all of the different Penny packages that I've installed. Uninstalling is as easy as just clicking this right here. And to add another package, let's say I wanted to add PyTcat, I could just type that in the search bar, TCAT, and click add, and that would install directly into that environment. So this is a super useful tool kind of for managing these virtual environments in this way. To add an environment, you just click add, and these are a list of a bunch more of the environments available to be installed. So for instance, I can go here, you see a list of what's in the PyQuil environment, and let's say I want to install that one. Oops. So just click in. So I'm just going to click install. There we go. Back to browse environments. And now this PyQuil environment is being installed, and you'll be able to monitor that. So in a nutshell, that's the environment manager. You can kind of sort environments by flagging certain ones of them. You can even create custom environments. So to add a new environment, you might just add custom M, short description. You can add your own tags. So like if it was a Kiskin environment, I could add some of those tags, or if it was for QAOA, add that tag, and then I can even upload an icon that I want and enter a full pip list. So I could do Qiskit, matplotlib, etc., and create a custom environment that way. So now that the PyQuil environment has finished installing, to create a kernel for this environment and start using it, all you have to do is click activate. So now I've clicked activate. I now have a PyQuil kernel, which I can open, and this will just spawn a new notebook. I can import PyQuil and kind of get started writing programs using PyQuil in this virtual environment. And it's really that easy to get started programming and using quantum software in qBraid. So um, now that I've kind of gone over how you can uh, uh, manage your virtual environments, I'm going to talk about qBraid quantum jobs. So uh, qBraid quantum jobs are um, a system with which we provide access to our users, direct access to a huge range of quantum hardware without having to go and create an account, provision resources, and kind of go through the costly overhead of setting up um, all these things with a separate cloud provider. So your qBraid credits, which you can see are kind of listed here, are the way that we kind of do a pay-as-you-go model for submitting quantum tasks. Each task that you submit will just subtract a lump of credits proportional to the complexity of the kind of I guess the number of qubits and the number of shots that you submit the task with. Um, and you'll be able to monitor all those tasks that you submit over here from your quantum jobs sidebar. Um, so uh, here's a list of all the different providers with which we support access to quantum devices, and I'm going to kind of run you through an example of what it looks like to uh, submit a program using qBraid quantum jobs and kind of track that job in the sidebar. So first, I activated my Amazon Rocket environment. As we can see, it has the quantum jobs tag. All environments that support quantum jobs will kind of have this tag. So look at PennyLane as well. It has the quantum jobs tag. Um, and what we're going to do is copy over a demo repo. So there should be a link in the chat to this repository. So there's a couple ways we can clone this in. I'm going to show you one way, which is just using our GitHub integration. So by copying the clone URL and go to our Git integration, clone a repository, and then just click clone. And now my qBraid lab demo repo will be right here for me able to use. You can also use this very nifty launch on qBraid button, which you can actually add to your own repositories just by copy and pasting it, for example, from this one. But by clicking on this button, that'll perform the same action. It'll just git clone the repo into your qBraid account if you have one, and kind of open it right here for you in qBraid Lab. So also kind of nifty. So I'm going to open up the qBraid Lab demo. I'm going to go to this qBraid Quantum Jobs demo repo. I've already activated the Amazon Rocket environment, so I'm just going to make sure that I'm using the Python 3 Rocket kernel. And now I'm going to start running this notebook. 5 minutes. Okay. So this stuff. So what I've done here in these first couple cells is actually using our qBraid CLI. So our qBraid CLI is kind of integrated. Is our own internal command line interface, which you can use to manage your virtual environment. So, for example, doing qBraid ems list, I can see a list of all my installed environments corresponding to here. I can see the environments which support jobs. If the jobs indicator is green, that means that I've enabled jobs. If it's red, it means the jobs haven't been enabled yet. This way, when it's green, you're submitting jobs through our qBraid API. And when it's red, you're submitting jobs with your own AWS or other credentials. So you can easily toggle between them in this way. So we just do qBraid ems activate. It's on Rocket. And now I'm activated the environment, so I can do a pip list and see everything that's installed if I wanted to from here. Moving back, I could do qBraid jobs enable Amazon Rocket. So my jobs are already enabled for the environment, but yeah, so seeing this command here, I've enabled quantum jobs. So now once I've done that, I'm ready to run. I'm ready to run some jobs. So here we've instantiated the SV1 simulator. Let's say we want to submit a task. We made the bell circuit. So let's say we want to submit a task with 1,000 shots. Perfect. And now I should be able to come over to my quantum jobs sidebar, click refresh, and we see that this AWS job has now been initialized on the SV1 simulator with 2 qubits, 1,000 shots. We also keep, so this is a very kind of nifty tool for you to manage all your jobs across all your devices. Of course, we could, oopsies. Of course, we could then get our measurement counts, list all of our recent jobs, and we can see that now my qBraid credits have also been updated according to the tasks that I just ran. So we can see that. Oh, this job cost me about 4.4 credits, so equivalent to just a fraction of a penny. But this is kind of a super easy, intuitive way for you to submit quantum jobs to different vendors. We have a quantum devices extension, which doesn't seem to be up, but okay. If I wanted to share this notebook with one of my collaborators, I would just come here, File, Share Notebook. I could type in any other qBraid user. So maybe Ryan Hill at qBraid.com. And I could share this notebook with him. Oopsies, I might have already shared that notebook with myself. But you can share notebooks. And then in addition to sharing notebooks, you can just share individual snippets of code. So here's our code snippets extension, where you can kind of save individual pieces of code that you might use a lot. So here's like a circ hello qubit program, which you can also share and save with other qBraid users, or make public and go and see a lot of the other kind of programs and code snippets that other people have created. How am I doing on time here? 12:18. Perfect. Yeah, so let's see. Yeah, so to create a new code snippet, you just come over here to new code snippet. Let's say I wanted to make a Rocket Bell program, scripted Rocket Bell circuit, Rocket quantum test. This ability, I could make it public or shared and enter collaborator. And then here I could just maybe paste in this code right here, create this snippet, and now I've kind of saved that snippet and I'm able to keep track of that and copy and paste it into notebooks kind of whenever I need it. So that's kind of a super handy tool. Yeah, and let's see. So that about wraps it up for the tour of qBraid Lab. In every user's home directory, you'll find this qBraid tutorials notebook, which kind of contains a huge kind of list of all the different example repos across all the different providers. It'll be automatically put into your home directory, so you can kind of run these and they'll work out of the box. And yeah, we're just super excited to continue developing our product here at qBraid, adding features that are super useful to quantum developers and allowing people easier access to quantum hardware and to get started in quantum without the overhead. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ryan. this was definitely an interesting tool, and sometimes you need to see it. So thank you again for the demo, to see how it works, to see how you can manage different packages. We also have questions from people. So we have a question from Alejo Mombar asking, can I know in advance how much my task will cost? Like, for example, an estimate of a VQE algorithm with 100 iterations?
Yeah, so that'll depend on the package through which you're submitting it. So if for example, uh, if you're using Amazon Braket, they have a cost estimator built in. So the cost to run your task on qBraid is exactly equivalent to that it is to run through, um, Amazon or any other service directly. We reflect the cost verbatim. So if you use their cost estimator and find out what that cost is, then that's a good estimate. And but the way that we use this credit system is that if you try to submit a job that will cost more than the credits that you have in your account, we won't it won't go through. We'll just kind of kick that back to you and say you don't have enough credits. So you won't doing it this way. You won't see any charges that you don't expect or aren't able to or weren't anticipating. I guess. Yeah.
No surprise charges to your credit card. Um, okay.
Exactly.
Yeah. We have a question from Dentucky Kirby. Are the versions of the packages installed on the qBraid Jupyter ID the latest, or can you specify that?
Yeah. So we try to keep our packages up to date with the latest versions. Um, However, a lot of times release multiple versions of packages when new ones are available. So if I was to go to my Amazon Rocket package, for instance, I can see up down here in the bottom left corner that my Amazon Rocket environment is up to date with the latest version. If I'm using this environment and we release or Amazon Rocket releases a new version of their package that we've then put on qBraid, then down here on the bottom left, you'll see that there's a newer version available. So at that point, you can either uninstall this environment and install the new Rocket environment, or you can keep this kind of old version of the environment with this package version, and then install the new version of Rocket or any other package environment kind of in addition to it, and then have both at your disposal. Um, so yeah, both are possible, and we kind of keep track of that for you for sure.
Thank you, Ryan. And for everybody else asking questions, make sure to go to the Discord. Ryan, I think people are excited to keep talking to you and asking about qBraid. So thank you so much for being with us, Ryan. Everybody else, we will have a giveaway. So if you're ready and if you have asked questions, you maybe will be able to win. Ryan, thank you so much.